I feel like the older relatives at this point, most of them, I wouldn't say all of them, because, but most of them, I feel like is already too far gone. Like, I feel like right now, what's most important is we focus on our self-development and the children, like the up and coming generation, like these older people, man, they already, what I'm saying, got their own beliefs and ain't no changing their mind. I feel like we need to focus on ourselves and these children and getting them to understand who they are, where they come from, and the power that is invested within themselves and how to tap into that, And it starts by, eating healthy, of course, and things like meditation and, making sure that that inner child is always going to be with them and not destroyed, by the time they get older, like how most of us, our inner childs were, and how we have to do all this healing and, inner child healing and heart chakra healing and all this stuff. Like, we need to focus on these kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I still think you have a great point and you should make the video, like, because at the end of the day, whether they don't want to hear it, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. No matter who don't want to hear it, the truth is the truth. And the truth has to be spoken. So, yeah.
That was a very powerful voice note from you, Melanin Jim. Because Melanin Jim, I tell you this, you are on point with everything you said with that Unk Life, all seeing my heart and soul, I power message that will speak to a lot of soulful vibrational individuals of the millennials and the Generation Z people in the generation after Generation Z. You feel me? Because look, when it comes to melanated people, when it comes to African and Caribbean ethnicity people, when we talking about USA, United Kingdom, and Canada, a lot of those melanated people in Canada, USA, and United Kingdom, they fell trapped to all that Bible thumping and Jehovah Witness indoctrinations that was taught by the European slave owners, right? The only generation X people that resonate with the melanated Generation Z people that's spiritually in tune with the cosmos are the Generation X melanated people that had grew up in the African and Caribbean countries. Because, African and Caribbean countries is all rooted with Ankh life, the Egyptian Ankh from Egypt. Because, and it's our job as Generation Z people. It's our job as Generation Z people, because I'm from early Generation Z, So me being 28 years young and me being like from early Generation Z and the rest of my Generation Z spiritual beings, it's our job to produce that multiverse, infinite, cosmic, Unk life, mind, heart, and soul intelligence to the generations after us. So that way we won't have any more slave owner indoctrinations, corrupting the multiverse again, Here is another thing too. A lot of the Generation X people that grew up in United Kingdom, Canada, and USA, they follow that slave owner, Mormon, Christianity, Jehovah Witness, Catholic, slavery lifestyle way of living, and they always commit a lot of gluttony, aka gluttony, eating a lot of meat, a lot of flesh, etc. And they don't eat healthy. A lot of these religious Generation X people in United Kingdom, USA, and Canada, they don't eat healthy, no matter how much religion indoctrination they follow. Because a lot of these Generation X people that grew up in United Kingdom, USA, and Canada, they follow European slave owner teachings, asking Jehovah and asking the European Jesus made by the European slave owners to help them lose weight and become fit. And they don't want to put the athletic fitness work in to become fit. And then, when we look at the Generation X people, that grew up in the African countries, the Caribbeans, they don't follow no slave owner European Jesus, Jehovah Witness indoctrinations. They literally are connected with Orishas, Osiris, Isis, and a lot of spiritually awake Generation X people that don't follow religions, and they are connected to Mother Nature and Father Nature's source. If they said like they want to tone their body up and they want to lose weight, or they want to like put on some muscle mass, they'll actually go and do the fitness workouts. Unlike these religious zombies who be praying to a Jehovah or Lord Jashin or Lord Jesus, asking to lose the weight, but they don't want to put the fitness work in to lose the weight and get fit. That is the difference between the Generation X people who grew up in the African countries and the Caribbean versus the Generation X people that grew up in United Kingdom, Canada, and USA. So that's all I got to say on that. And also another thing too, I will say this. I can admit this. I can admit not every person from Generation Z is like spiritually awake. I have common sense to comprehend that, because I can only imagine if all of Generation Z were full of spiritually awake people, this earth would be in a whole better place. But you got your fair share of Generation Z people that's not spiritually awake. I'm like me and you, Melanin Jim, we are one of the few people in Generation Z that's like spiritually awake. You know what I'm saying? Like those Generation Z people that follow slave owner indoctrinations, and they want to chase the Western culture lifestyle. They want to chase the American dream. They want to chase the British dream. They want to chase this Canadian dream, like chasing money, chasing a lot of artificial things that's not even connected with African culture, or so we say, the multiverse culture. So it's like, this is the reason why I want a lot of these people on this earth to know this type of message. And I cannot wait. I'm very excited to get this message out to a lot of these people. And for these NPCs, these zombies, they just gonna have to kick rocks, because the message from these spiritual people is gonna hit the multiverse. It's gonna hit alternate timeline versions of ourselves too.